You're still watching the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Welcome to the Lagos Agencies in Focus, where we attempt to verify, ascertain, and confirm the level of progress made so far in strategic agencies in the City of Lagos. And just to share this with you, the success behind effective and efficient policing at the grassroots level in Lagos State as a cosmopolitan city is of great importance to confirm the level of improvement in neighborhood security. And one agency that has lived up to expectation and saddled with the responsibility to fulfill its mandate is the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency under the able leadership of Prince Dr. Ifalade Ajasa Oyekon. GM, you're welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
First, we would like to have a very brief but precise profile of your personality. A lot of Lagosians and stakeholders would like to know who is actually Prince Dr. Ifalade Ajasa Oyekon as the GM of this strategic agency.
My name is Prince Dr. Ifalade Oyekon, and I'm a lawyer by profession to start with. Well, I've been born into royal houses. That's the Obadenka Oyekon. I worked with him for almost 5-6 years before moving on. I went to the UK for my master's. I came back, have my law firm, doing wonderfully well until 2005, when Chief Dapo Sarumi, that's the then chairman of Nigerian Port Authority, came calling that they want a true son of Lagos to come and call a project for him. 2005 is a dredging company called Lagos Channel Management. And, I worked with them for 16 years. They are Israelis. With that background, for you to work with an Israeli, your security consciousness must be up there. Then until when my leaders keep on calling, that I need to come and contribute into the public service as well. 2019, I came on board of public service. Then I was Director General, Lagos State Law Enforcement Training Institute in Magodo. And the mandate given to me by Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, was to go and rebrand Leti, to make a Leti one of the hubs where people will come for training all over the world. We swing into action, put a lot of things into place until when Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu came calling again that no, after 1 year, 2 months and some days, you need to go to neighborhood. You see that you did it well. I'm moving you to another place. Let me see what you can do. Go and rebrand neighborhood for me. And I want state police under 2 years. 2 years is before the general election, last general election. And to God be the glory, we gave state policing architectural layout to Mr. Governor. And we're working towards that line. And all along, I'll tell you that I'm enjoying the experience.
For a strategic agency of this nature, the mandate, vision, and mission statement is of key importance. And of course, you can also tell us what are the key functions of the agency and how have you lived up to the Teams Plus agenda of Mr. Governor?
We needed more hands when it comes to security. Police, every other law enforcement outfit can't do it alone. 2016, 2017, by the pronouncement from the State Assembly to become a neighborhood safety agency. It wasn't neighborhood safety agency right from the word go. It was neighborhood watch, putting on green as at that time, under the local government, the 57 local government of the states. So the mandate then was, we want to become a modern, community policing outfit to make sure that the community is safe. Because when you look at it, the grassroots is where we could curb a lot of things. Not up there. Let's look at it again from this angle. By the time we have an unrest in a state, before you deploy from the federal, a lot of things has gone wrong. But when you have people to contain it first, like a fire that wants to go, blaze fully. And when you look at neighborhood safety agency or other state policing outfit that wants to emerge to become, you find out that These officers are not like the regular officers that we have. If you are employed in your state. You are employed in your domain, and you are being posted to your domain. All over the world, you find retired people sitting down by their windows. Back there, right now it still happens though. We call them Mama Insurance in the UK. I'm sorry, my dad always do that sometimes, and we wonder why you sitting next to the window. Sometimes, we feel like it's just the breeze he wants to take. But no, he's looking at everything that is happening. He can tell you the time you came back from school, what you did, and every other thing like that. So when you look at it, it's more or less the same thing we are operating. We want our officers to be in their wood, to tell us, room A, Yasheri stays there. Number 32, Uncle Wale and his wife stay there. So when you see strange faces in your domain, you should be able to say, I don't know you from this community. And that's the essence of Neighborhood Safety Agency. And again, the mission is to partner with the community. The biggest weapon neighborhood has is people, because we need information from you. We don't bear arms. So what we do is to do the intelligence gathering, the surveillance of your community, and do a proper report. When we came on board in 2021, the first thing we did is we stationed our men to give us record, video, audio, pictures, anything you can give us about the inflows of people into Lagos. When you see a cattle lorry coming in, maybe you have about 20 cattle, and every other person, there. And we are being careful, because you won't tell, a Nigerian not to move freely. We are being careful at that. We had a report talking about illegal immigrants. Those are special reports. We pick on an area, we torchlight, and we blow it up. We have almost every record of non-Nigerians in Lagos State, where you stay, the nationality. We even do advocacy. If you go to Dubai, the first thing they will take from you to rent or to be in an hotel is your passport. If you want to argue, okay, you want to use your passport because when you buy things, you need it for documentation, they will do a copy of it. If you commit any atrocity, they have it. Interpol, we get you. But a lot of the landlord doesn't, apply this. All they get is, let's just owe me, and you pay, the agency fees, the agreement fees, and they are okay. No, it's not good. Then when it comes to our intelligence reports, if somebody is coming onto my street as a neighborhood officer and your face is strange, I should be able, to walk up to you. Sorry, sir, can I meet you? Who are you? Find out some information so that you know who this person is. We didn't only do that. When you look at the underbridge, we had a report of what is happening under the bridges, who are sleeping there, the market product. You know what happened at Akpogbon? Before that incident, we had the report of people trading under the bridge as a special reports. So all these gather together. When you see something, you say something. Those advocacy, people coming to our office, they feel free to come to our offices anywhere in the local government to say this. If you go on our social media handles as well, you see the line of all the commands. So you can put a call through. This is what is happening. Like I said earlier on, our biggest weapon are human, people, to give us information. So by the time we gather all this information, we now pass it, we filter it, make sure that what we are selling out there is the real information. Then we now pass it on to the stakeholders. And when I talk about the stakeholders, Mr. Governor, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Special Duties, we are talking about the CP, we are talking about DSS, and any other ministry or agencies that is involved in our write-up, we will make a copy for you.
So GM, we're very concerned about how your agency has lived up to expectations with regards to the Teams Plus agenda of Mr. Governor.
What we've done is to secure our environment. 369 wards of Lagos State. We are present in the 57 local government of the states. From every 5 homes, you have a neighborhood officers. So every intelligence gathering, and when I said intelligence gathering, It could come from the ops. Those are the officers in uniform. It could come from the intelligent officers. Those are the ones in mufti. We call them the undercover cops. We'll be able, to arrest situation before they become something else. We tackle it from the grassroots. So that by the time we have our report, which is of course used to be monthly report, now weekly report, a lot of stakeholders swing into action to arrest the situation before it becomes a big issue. So we gather all this information, we prepare the ground for other law enforcement outfit to take it off from there. It's like a baton, it's division of labor.
For a very strategic agency of this nature, there are key fundamental criteria and conditions for recruitment into the corps used by the agency to ensure reliable, fit, and competent recruits into the corps. So what are those criteria you consider before you bring in anybody on board?
From the last recruitment we did, what we had was, an advertisement in the media, in the print, on our social media, and that we want 1,000 officers. You must be of this height. You must be of this breadth. You must be of this weight. You don't have to be over 40 so that you can still give 20 years service to this state, because all the training, everything, you need to give it back to us. So the applicants put up their application. We had 34,000 plus applicants. So from there, we did physical appearance. For a law enforcement officer, you don't need to have tattoo on your body. We need, an upright officers. And I'm telling you, sir, all over the world it is there. When you see a very fine officers, I need to bring Egbeyemi into this picture now. When you see Egbeyemi outside there, with all his kids and cheer, you see him. Egbeyemi alone will intimidate 5 people. Irisi, Nisonilojo, is the way you present yourself that people will appreciate you with. So we move from physical appearance to the CBT test in Magodo. When we finished with that, we now did what is called agility. Can you survive? We want to see it everywhere in the whole world. When it comes to law enforcement, you need to do agility. You need to survive it. You do running. You do a lot of things so that we know if you're fit enough or not. Then afterwards, we brought them back to the base, the one shortlisted, to come and do documentation. So after we finish that, you need to get a medical report. You need to get an undertaking from a well-known person. May he be a civil servant of director level, may he be your Oba, may he be your Pale. We need those things because we want a Bereto no Kundi, somebody we could trace. Not that you're coming to neighborhood to come and do atrocity because you are a uniform officer. No, we want to be professional. So we need to be sure of people we are taking, not just taking anybody.
That brings us to the synergy, the police, the army, all paramilitary organizations. So what is this nature of synergy between your agency and these law enforcement agencies? How do you collaborate?
The first thing we try to advocate among ourselves is that we are not in competition with anybody. So when task force goes out sometimes for a bigger operations, we have a unit that supports them in carrying out their jobs. When we want to do show of force, you find us among them. When you need information before you set out, we have all the information because we are grassroots. We are among our people. We get it. We do a surveillance before even carrying out the operations. And not only that, externally, people are coming in to come and see what we are doing. A visit was thrown to us about 2 years ago to come to Gambia. We went there. And after, the presentation, we met with their top rank officers. They now invite us to do a memorandum of understanding to come and set up neighborhood architectural layout for them in Gambia, which is being handled by Ministry of Justice. The State of Department from US, that's the CIA, came visiting. And we tried to exchange ideas and skills, how we could go about this. Washington Department, Metropolitan Police of Washington Department came to this office to come and see what we are doing. And at the end of the day, the big shot, Mr. Mills, that's the ambassador of the United States, after having a lot of discussion, sightseeing, seeing a lot of things, what he said was, you are intimidating me with the passion, the zeal you have for this job. So it shows that, yes, under the administration of Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, people are seeing something when it comes to security. Not only within, but outside people are coming in to say, yes, we want to partner you.
You're still watching Lagos Agencies in Focus on the City of Lagos TV show. We've been speaking with Prince Dr. Ifalade Ajasa Oyekon. He's been able to convince us to a large extent that the mandate and vision of this agency is properly ensured in line with the Themes Plus agenda of Mr. Governor. So, GM, since you came on board, what are those significant, innovative strategies you have brought your wealth of experience to bear on the agency? Can you tell us those innovative neighborhood watch strategies, initiatives, efforts, and achievements of the agency since you came on board?
When we came on board in 2021, precisely 21st of April, the first thing we did was to study what is on ground. And after we study everything, we take the one that we can improve on it. We pick the one that are excellent. From the operational angle first, then we had the intelligent officers. But you find out that we need the coordination of the two. Operation will bring their report, when they go on foot patrol, bicycle patrol, or vehicle patrol. The Intel bring their own report as well. But we need to marry it together. So we created what is called the investigation units to investigate the ascertain of your report and your report before we pass it out. Because report is one of the things that is very, very germane. Once they fault your report, you have no say. You lose integrity. So we had it beautifully. But now we need to improve on it. So to improve on it now, we have a chain of command. We found out that the chain of command from the DC and the CO is too wide. For example, Ikeja covered 23 local governments. So we created what is called the zona officers. The zona officers come in between the DC and the CO. Make the communication process flow easily. That's on the architectural aspect of it. And when you look at, we having the marine, we having the forest, we have human trafficking, we have research development and innovation, we have the crowd management, those officers that we train on shield protection. For us, we don't bear arms. We need to go into technology. We introduce the body-worn camera. Because then it used to be your words against my words. But now it's your words against what I've recorded. You find some people have committed a lot of atrocity. And they'll say, no, I'm not there. Then you keep on arguing. But do you know what we always have at the back of our mind? Court cases or any other issues. It is very easy. My lord, this is the footage. And everybody can see. And you can pass your judgment straight away. We didn't relent on that. On the intelligent officers as well, we have, our button, our pen, our glasses to record people without noticing that we are doing that. Technology. We have our situation room. Situation room whereby fly our drones, I can see what is happening. Live pictures. When you look at it, I told you my background is, the waterways for 16 years. The atrocity committed on the waterway is way, way bigger than the atrocity committed on the land. With the work Mr. Governor is doing now, you can't predict that I'm going to pass this road today and tomorrow it will still be. Maybe construction is taking place. So a lot of Omadubos or those that have the mind of doing crime and criminologies, go through our creeks. Human trafficking, kidnapping goes through our creeks. Who is monitoring our creeks? So we need to monitor our creeks. Because when we shoot up our drones, we see a lot of things that take place in our waterways. So we need to address that. We call it Forest Rangers Unit. What is happening in our forests, in our bush? What is happening there? Sometimes when we shoot up drones, you see smoke coming out inside the thick, bush or forest. Who is there? Is he an herbalist? Yes, herbalist. What is he using? for its conjunction or all those stuff. We need to know. You cut down trees. I'm telling you today, by the next 5 years, our grandchildren might not know what is called Ukete or Ya, because it's affecting the geographical environment. So when you look at that, we're talking about the forensic aspect of our work. We have the technical and mechanical workshop.
Information technology.
We have research and development. Of course, we have our PRO, the ITs and stuff like that. We have those ones. We have human trafficking. I'm telling you, we chase US in conjunction with the state of Netherlands. We didn't stop at that. Now, we introduce the scooters because we want you to go inwards the community to be able to gather your information. We have the bike as well. But sir, if I send you out on a bike and I send you out on a scooter will get to the destination before the bike. We want to up our response time as well. So we didn't only stop at that. We need to protect those officers as well by having the vest, tasers, their batting. Now we have, and this again, I stand to be corrected. We are the first law enforcement agency that has this crest badge on us. Why do we need to have the badge? It's not all time that your ID card will work for you. We have a situation on the road whereby to manage the traffic, we need to come in maybe at that time. I'm in mufti, because if you don't come in and the traffic build up, it becomes our own issue because those boys will start stealing. So they come into play to make sure that there is free flow of traffic. We started the body shield to be of a professional law enforcement outfit. We've trained them on how to protect your principal officers there, the VIP. We have a formation on how the shield works. There's a lot of training that have gone, down the drain. Not only that, the situation room we have now, we're trying to configure two things. Once I shoot up my drones and my drones is able to capture your face, I should be able to recognize your face and pop down your informations. Because of course, unless if you don't register with LASTRA, and that's what LASTRA is doing, that everybody should register. So once I have you, I don't need to chase you. All I need to do is to come to your house and pick you up. Now let me take you on a tour guide of some of our offices and you can experience it firsthand. Welcome to our situation room. This is where we have the NNPC eyes in the sky. Now you can see we can monitor. That's fire taking place. I know fire will must have been called. We can monitor what is happening in Lagos State at any given time. And you can see yourself. This is as it is. This is a live view of what is happening in this locality. And that's why you can see fire and everything. That's why we have to be there to show it to the world and to the stakeholder. Not only that, what we have here is to monitor the presence of our officers, where they are on their beats, when they clock in, and when they clock in, we can easily say that this officer on the yellow now, LNSC officer on shift is on shift, and that's his photograph. Mohammed Pedro is on the shift now, and we can monitor them as well because we want them to be. And when we have a situation, we know who to call. Looking at this, we can marry this with this location to see who is the officer on ground to arrest the situation of what is happening. This is how we monitor Lagos State. This is what we call the Wall of Hall of Fame, whereby any new thing done by our officers is put on the wall to serve as a guide to other officers that when you do new things, you surely be pasted here. And you can see we have Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, and his deputy, Dr. Quadri Obafemi Amzad. Enjoy the view. I'm sure you are impressed with what you've seen from the tour guide, and it shows that the agency has the capacity to deliver and to do more.
What is the strength in terms of capacity of the agency with regards to logistics and manpower to deliver efficient service, security service to Lagosians?
In 2016, 2017, we had 100 in each command. That's 5,700. And when you look at the nose diving of manpower, a lot of people late, some people retired, some people japa, and all those stuffs put into play. We came down from 5,700 to about 5,300 and something. But when we spoke with Mr. Governor to give the architectural look of the agency when we came on board, that's what led to the employment of 1,500. We still need to expand with the new unit and departments. And one of the things that Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu is working is to bring a lot of people away from the street. Not only that, now the returnees came to question. A lot of people that japa came back and they are idle, doing nothing. We need to engage them. This is my governor for you, stating you need to engage these people. At least you need, like we talk now, we give a percentage number to the disability people, just to engage them. Yes, they might not be on the road, on the street, but they can be in the office. IT stuff, do write up. They are very, very brilliant people.
Let's look at internal discipline of airing officers, because for an agency of this nature, in as much as you are securing negotiations, you must also look inward to find out if there are erring individuals. So what's that internal mechanism you use to create that checks and balances for discipline?
One of the things that when we got here that we found out is that nobody's ready for change. But one of the things we did is, one, advocacy through pet talk. Of recent, I visit, the divisions, to talk to them, most especially the new officers, to let them know what this agency stands for. Not only that, like I told you earlier on, during our recruitment processes, we want somebody that we could trace, that we know is a Nigerian and is doing the work. We know where we could go to. Like I said, Abereto Nukundi. So when atrocity, so to say, is being committed, the first thing we give you a hearing. But in as much as we need to put our foot on the ground, because we still operate like a civil service agency, they need to wait for the committee to form this, to form that. But at the same time, we still call them here to do what? To let them know that what they are doing, what you've done is wrong. Look at this. We have a book that guides you. We have our laws that guides you. The only power we have them is to HOP them, put their payment on hold. But every other thing is through persuasion, enlightenment, pet talk, for you to know, no, this is wrong, this is wrong. We sit down. And sometimes you need to stand firm, your foot, to say, no, we will not take this. And sometimes what we do is to move you from your beat to another beat, whereby you'll be visible. Sometimes we will move you because it's an appointment. When they make you a CEO, a DC, is an appointment, it's an internal stuff. So if you are not doing it the right way, we could step you down and try somebody else's.
So GM, what is the strength with regards to human capacity development of the agency?
The first training that is on board for all the law enforcement officers of neighborhood is the LETI training. What we do is to do our own internal training, whereby sometimes we invite a very sound, well-decorated police officers, army officers, CP, the area commandant. A lot of people comes on board, to talk, to have a pet talk. Yes, we've been to about 2 international training, but the numbers are few. Just 2 officers, train the trainer. And one of the things Mr. Governor is looking towards, which he has given a directive to look for a land, is to have Lagos State neighborhood safety academy. Like now we are training our officers for the marine unit now when it comes to the waterways. Yes, a lot of them, you have the background of, I know how to swim, but it's not about I know how to swim.
We need to ascertain the frequency of stakeholders' engagement with community leaders, traditional rulers, local government chairmen, and the people to address security matters.
It's like every week. How do I mean? The CEO of a command is part of the security committee of the local government. The obas, the baales, the high chief of every local government, our officers hold meetings with them. And when you hold meetings with them, you find out what is your security challenges. Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu approved solar for the 57 local governments. As we are talking now, our repeater station is going to go on solar so that we won't have break in transmission at any point in time. Look at a local government up there in Badagry. You find all the community coming there to charge, not commercially, to charge their phone. We have to. You know why? They are our strongest weapon. If your phone is charged, that's when you can call us and report things to us. 7 years, no light there. So these are the things we do. And, the training and the spread is becoming more because we have to be ready for state policing.
We can't rule out the fact that the agency will have some challenges. What are the challenges you're facing and how are you tackling them, managing them?
Yes, agency will always have challenges. There is no agency that is perfect. Despite being our biggest weapon, you are still one of our challenges as well. Because sometimes people are so scared to report things. And we always give the assurance that when you report, don't put your name, just report. We do our investigation and we take it off from there. And we have, we have a vote in Lagos State. And we have more than 100, agency that needs money from this vote. It will not go round. And maybe because me coming from a private sector, we always go out to look for support. Like US ambassador has, promised to help us in line of having our own boat to patrol our waterways. But the end result is for us to have our mini helicopters to go up there, to do surveillance, to rescue, to respond to a lot of, maybe accident, challenges, anything that is up there.
How would you describe the support of Mr. Governor to your office and to the agency?
Mr. Selig. Well, all my life I've worked in the private sector. This is my first time working in the public sector. When you see your governor do thumb up, it seems you are doing something. That thumb up is for you to do more. This is the governor I'm working with. We are just the pipe, but the man that does it is Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. He has done wonderfully well when it comes to this agency, and he's not relenting his effort. He wants us to do more. He wants us to break more grounds. He challenged you. When he approved to you, go and do this from your submission. It's a challenge. When you do that very well, he gives you another challenge. And by so doing, he's training me as a person to be a better person, to do well, to be accountable, to take the responsibility, to take the party to the next stage.
GM, can you tell us what are your future plans really for the agency, the future neighborhood security and safety plans? Lagosians would like to know.
Like I said earlier on, we have the minimum is 46 department and unit. A standard, West standard community policing or state policing. We have 3 from the beginning. Additional 7, we're growing. Now, there's nothing stopping us to have a canine dog that sniffs, that goes with us up and down. There's nothing stopping us to have our airport marshal. That's another unit. There's nothing stopping us from having a strong border patrol. Though we have it now with, Ogun State, which is our major, neighbors. We are not relenting. Like I told you, we want more officers, which they are coming. We are expanding, we are growing to tackle, to leg to where our legs or our voice hasn't reached. We want to reach every news and every corner of the state to be able to do the job, to make our environment safe, to make our people secured, and that's when we can go to bed and sleep with our two eyes closed.
GM, what's your word of appreciation, encouragement, and assurance to all stakeholders and Lagosians for a safe and secure Lagos?
The appreciation of this agency, first of all, goes to Mr. Babajide Olusola. He gave us the mandate. And same goes with his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Amjad Kadri. He has been doing a wonderful job, seeing that, what needs to be done to this agency have been done. A lot of appreciation will go to the harbors and the palace and the head of every, areas, community, because what they are doing, they are giving us a level playing ground. They are supporting our cause, the officers, in making sure that their own environment, Lagos State as a whole, is peaceful. We still need the support of the masses. We still need the support of the citizen. The Lagosians needs to come to our aid in giving us those information. We want to know what is happening so that we can arrest and make your situation better. Are you a Lagosian or a visitor? If you see something, you need to say something. If you see something and you want to say something, you can reach us on Instagram, LNSA Lagos. Facebook is Neighborhood Safety Agency. X at LNSA Lagos. On our phone, 091 35 000 251 and 091 35 000 252. Our webpage, lnsa.eg.gov.ng. And on there, you have the number of the 57 commands.
General Manager of a very strategic agency, Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency, Prince Dr. Ifalade Ajasa Oyekon, has proven his worth to say that he's on top of his game, he's on top of managing the agency to deliver on the Teams Plus agenda of Mr. Governor. GM, want to thank you.
Thanks for having me, sir.
Well, that's it on Lagos Agencies in Focus, the City of Lagos TV show. We continue in a moment. Thanks for watching.